I want you to think about something. Think about the type of world that we live in. We live in a very, should I say very, let me just say that. We live in a very competitive world, society. Everything is about comparison, about being the best team, having the highest grades so you can be in the top percentage of GPA. It's about having the most credentials or the better resume. We live in a very competitive world. And not to say that that's bad, because I do believe there's some benefit from competition. I believe competition, especially like if you ever played in sports, it can make you a better athlete. It can help you train better. It can help you move more strategically and in how you go after the game and try to win. I believe competition, especially among businesses, produces a lot better products for the customers, because a lot of businesses are trying to be the best. They want that market share. So they're going to try to give a better competitive edge so that they can dominate in that industry. So competition is not necessarily a bad thing. It can be framed that way, but competition, I believe too, I compete, but I compete more against the collective, not against anyone in particular, but I compete because I don't want to be average. I don't want to be considered, I don't want to do what everyone else does. I always want it to be different. I always want it to stand out. And because of that, I compete with my standards, and I compete with seeing how can I continue to raise my standards and be better and do everything with excellence. Excellence has always been a theme in my life. How can I bring whatever's in my hands? How can I bring it to a level of excellence? So I just wanted to frame that first before I go into this. So the topic of this video is how some friends quietly stop you from passing them. How some friends quietly, notice the word quietly, stop you from passing them. So don't think though that your friends would not be in competition with you. And this is not about becoming suspicious of everyone. It's about becoming intentional and understanding the type of world that we live in. And before I even get into this, it's crazy how when I look back on some of my friendships, with people who try to stop my shine, friends who I thought were my friends, and it turned out they just wanted to dominate the same industry I'm in, or try to be quote unquote better than me. When I decoded and really looked back at how they worked their strategy on me and how they moved, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like when you're in hindsight and you really think about like some of your past friendships and how it played out, and you see what their motive was the whole time, and you realize, wow, this person never liked me. They never liked me. They just wanted proximity to me because they wanted to study me. And not only study me, but they wanted to dominate me and destroy me and take my position. And it's crazy because it's like the little things. I'm like, what exactly do they see in me that they want to destroy, for one, or they want my spot? Or, back then I'm like, I didn't really think of myself like I'm just like a big celebrity, and I just thought of myself as just a regular person going through life. And I'm like, these people are putting all this energy to try to get what I have. And it's like small things. I remember one friend that I had, I thought she was a friend, but it turned out she only wanted proximity to me because she wanted access to the mentor that I had at that time. And how it played out is she used my name to try to get close to my mentor and make me look like I'm the bad person and she's the victim, so that she could get access to the mentor, when that's what she wanted all along. And I'm like, if you wanted that, just say that. I could have put you in proximity to my mentor. And the crazy part about it is my mentor didn't even like her. My mentor was talking about her. But that's a whole nother conversation. But it's just like little things. I'm like, really? Like, you really played your cards to get proximity to my mentor. It's just little things, subtle things you have to look at, because for the most part, let me just break it to you. Not everyone likes you. I know. And this, like, again, this is not to make you suspicious, but this is the reality. Not everyone likes you like you think they do. Not everyone likes you like you think they do. Think about it. When you think about time, people just don't invest their time anywhere. So if they're investing their time with you, is it really because they just want to be a great friend to you, and they just really want to lift you up and encourage you, and they really just love hanging out with you? Or is there something else? And that's the thing with friends who quietly stop you from passing them. Not all of the harm that is done is loud. It defeats the purpose. If the harm is loud, you're going to run away, and you're going to be made aware of what's going on. I like that quote that says, how do you boil a frog? You don't just throw the frog in boiling water. No, you put it in a comfortable temperature, and then it gets comfortable. It's laying in the water in the pot, all stretched out, like it's at a spa, like it's having a spa day. And then you just slowly start to turn that temperature up. And what happens? The frog is boiled. The frog is cooked. And that is the same process. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I've seen so many people, and it's happened to me, but thank God for protection. I've seen so many people be destroyed from this concept. And I wanted to kind of approach this from a different angle. I know there's a lot of topics about friends sabotaging you. Not everybody's your friend. And you can't hear this enough. I know, like, the more you have to hear this all the time, like, especially with wisdom. It's good to always make sure your foundation is solid. Go back to the basics of understanding. And you need to keep hearing these things and evaluating who's around you and who you're calling your friend and who is close to you, because it can really be a matter of life and death. As we saw even last year, how many stories have we seen of, oh my God, I don't know if you remember, I think it was last year. It was this story of this business owner. She launched her business. I don't know if she opened like a hair salon. She opened some type of business, and she invited her friends, and they tried to poison her drink, or they poisoned her drink. And these are supposed to be her friends. This is supposed to be a happy moment. You're opening a business, right? This is your friends they should be coming to celebrate you, but instead they're poisoning your drink. And that goes to show that hate that they had for her, it didn't just show up that day. It was always there. It was just waiting for an opportunity to show itself. And while it's on my mind, let me just say this. When it comes to jealousy and envy, and typically jealousy and envy is the root of how some of your friends quietly stop you from passing them. But when it comes to jealousy and envy, you cannot play with it. You cannot play with jealousy and envy, because what it does is that it will override people's senses, common sense, that they will do despicable things in the heat of the moment. If an opportunity comes, that rage and that hate that they have for you will overtake any logic of common sense of restraint, and they will take you out of here. They will take you out of here. Remember the story last year of the girl who, she went out with some friends, and I don't know if they dared her, or she went out and started twerking in front of the car. She got out of the car to dance in front of the car, and the girl ran the girl over. The driver ran her over. Now, allegedly, I don't know the full story, but the premise of the story is she just ran the girl over. And who in their mind says, I want to run someone over? That is envy. Envy will hold your heart to where anything goes, and you don't care what happens in that moment. You just want to fulfill that hate that that's there. And that's what envy and jealousy will do. But how I'm framing this is, some friends, they can't just outright say they hate you and they want you to fail, but they have to approach it in a strategic way. So instead of just, talking about you to your face, they have to have proximity to you so that they can put thoughts in your head. They can see what kind of moves you're making, and they have to see how they can stop you from passing them. And not only stop you from passing them, how they can study you and try to, quote unquote, do better than what you're doing. How they can take your blueprint and act like they came up with it, that it was because of them that they are where they are, when the whole time it was you that gave them the blueprint, right? And that's the thing, like, not all sabotage looks like opposition. And some of the most limiting forces come disguised. It comes as concern. It comes as care. People try to act like they really care about you, but they will give you the wrong counsel, the wrong advice. They'll give you advice and it sounds like, oh my God, they care for me, they're looking out for me. But it's really to plant seeds of doubt in you, but make it look like care. I remember when I decided to leave my hometown and move to another city, and I told some people, I was like, man, like, I just dream of moving to a new city, and I just see it, like, I'm just gonna make it happen. And some of the comments were, oh my God, there's so many earthquakes there, like there are droughts there. Like, they tried to make it seem like they were concerned. And then what was the other one? Oh, it's so expensive out there, are you sure? And I'm like, I mean, it's expensive everywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have money. And it was like, they tried to act like they were just so concerned, but they tried to plant this doubt, like, for me to second guess what I knew I wanted to do. And I did it anyway. And I'm so glad I did not listen to them. And they're back in my hometown doing the exact same thing, not progressing, hating their lives. And I'm just so glad that I did not listen to their counsel, because, and that's the thing, I'm not saying that your friends have to agree with everything that you want to do. I'm not saying that, but you have to be able to discern where that energy is coming from. You have to be able to discern where that energy is coming from, because even when I left, they didn't even celebrate me. They didn't even send me off with well wishes or nothing. And that let me know there that they weren't even really for me to begin with. So why would I listen? Why would I listen to them? And why would you listen to people who don't even invest in themselves? You have to think about who your friends are, right? And why are they your friends? You have friends around you that don't even invest in themselves. They don't believe in you. They just chase relationships. They don't really have any vision for themselves. And then here you are. If you're listening to this video, it's because you have a vision for your life. That's the reason you clicked on this video, because you care enough to try to get as much wisdom as you can on who has access to you and how to protect yourself in this world. I wish my parents taught me this when I was younger, because it's so important. Right. And it's so subtle. So I have so many examples, but it's so subtle. And especially if you're a creative person, you have to be careful of the friends around you, because they will be in silent competition with you, especially if you're creative. Why? Because creatives, we are open, we're intuitive, we're expressive, we are big dreamers, we have goals, we're always sharing our goals, and we share ideas when they're in the most fragile stages, right? And we're very, especially as creatives, we're very emotional and trusting, and you can't be like that. You cannot be. I would rather you not be trusting than to be trusting. I would rather you just assume everybody is crazy and until proven otherwise. I would rather you go that route than just believing everyone is trusting, because think about it. Why do people really want to be your friend? Why are you friends with that person? Why do people really want to be your friend? do they just really, what are y'all exactly doing? You just hang out and eat, you talk about boys, girls, like what is the purpose of that friendship? Like, what are y'all getting out of that? Is it just to have, just to say you have a friend, or when everything about that connection is anti-friend, and you feel it, and and your intuition is telling you something is off, but you keep entertaining it, and then this is when you start seeing they start getting sloppy. That's the thing. Then it starts getting sloppy, and that's when you start looking back, and you're like, oh, this was sabotage the whole time. I remember I had a friend who they were like, yeah, this was like 3 months in advance. So it was like, yeah, make sure you take off on this day because I'm taking you to see Alicia Keys. I'm going to take you to see to go see Alicia Keys. And I'm like, oh my God, cool. Because, this friend knew that I love Alicia Keys. I've already seen Alicia Keys in concert 3 times. So they were like, make sure you take off. And so we get to the day before the concert. And mind you, for the whole 3 months, the friend was like, oh, make sure you take off. I'm taking you to see Alicia Keys. I'm taking you to see Alicia Keys. The day before the concert, the friend cancels and says that they have to do something else and they can't take me. And they had the nerve to say, oh, do you want to go see Beyonce? Which was, the concert was a month later. Knowing them tickets were like $1,000 up a piece. Knowing they couldn't afford that, for one. But trying to gaslight me. Oh, you want to go see Beyonce? To try to disguise the fact that you dropped me the day before the concert. But it was done because I later realized this person had some animosity against me because of a creative project that I didn't push forward. And so they were trying to hurt me and kind of redirect the pain back to me. And then they wanted me to be mad and upset so that they could trigger back to what happened with us creatively with a project that, for one, it wasn't like I stopped the project just stalled. There were some barriers and some issues with completing the project. There were other people involved. And so the friend took it personally, but instead of just talking to me and addressing it, you would rather play this game and try to hype me up thinking you were going to come through for me and we were going to go to the concert. And baby, let me tell you what I did. I was like, that's cool. I was like, I'm going to use my own money and I'm going to go and see Alicia Keys. And that's exactly what I did. I knew, especially when you become more aware, it's little games that people play to try to throw you off your game. And you have to be discerning of that. And like I said, be careful of always asking your friends for advice. First of all, are your friends where you want to be in life? Are your friends where you want to be in life? First of all, why are you friends with them? And then, are they where you want to be? Do these friends take risks? Do they believe in themselves? Do they even invest in themselves? I do not listen to people who don't even invest in themselves. You're debating on spending $40 on a pedicure. You can't. Like, you can't even invest in a $40 pedicure. You're going back and forth over that. Why would I listen to you? Right? And so this is what quiet sabotage actually looks like. It's not just obvious jealousy. It's just subtle regulation of your growth. It's just subtle regulation of your growth. And how they do it is they want to slow you down so they can get ahead of you. So it's little subtle tactics that you have to look at. Look at your past friendships that ended and that you saw that they were jealous of you, or they obviously sabotage you, and look back over the signs and look back over the strategy that they used over you. And that's how you learn. That's how I really learned how prevalent this is. And I'm like, this happens to me a lot. And that's the thing, like, if you're around me, like, I'm on my stuff. Like, I'm always, I'm a big dreamer. I'm always working. I'm working hard. And it's not even like I'm trying to just shine, quote unquote, but I just naturally do because my work ethic, and I'm proud of my work ethic and how I work. And I just show up, right? And I do things with excellence. And I strive to do things with excellence, and it makes people feel a type of way to where they want to compete with me. They want to compete with me. They want my position. They want my quote unquote title status. And so how they try to get close to me to study me and then see where they can destroy me or try to destroy me. That's the main thing. They want to get close to you. In order to get close to you, they have to be a little charming. They have to hype you up. They have to give you a lot of praise and admiration and act like, oh, we're a team and we're doing this. And it's crazy too, because I know when people are lying, especially people can't keep up with their lies. After a while, they start to move sloppy. So you have to pick up on those things, and you have to be able to know how to jump ship and get out early. Do not wait around to see if you're right. Do not wait around to see if you're right. If something is off, get out of that friendship. Get them out of proximity to you, cut ties and move on, because you do not want to wait around to see if you're right, because this is where people get caught. This is how people get caught up. They did not cut people off at the first sign of competition, jealousy, people giving you side comments. People, especially, you can tell when someone don't really like you, because when you walk in the room, they don't light up. It's just kind of, they give you this dry reaction. They act like they're doing you a favor, like you being in their presence is you need to be grateful to be in their presence. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want those type of people around you, because what you're carrying, what your dreams, your goals are too big, amazing to be stopped by people's insecurities and games and trying to use your energy to level up. No. And this video is running long, so I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to pick it up in a part 2.